Hey, fellas. I know I've been a little quiet over the past couple of days. Haven't posted anything for two reasons. One, there is not a lot of anima content going on right now. And two, I've been quite busy at work. Been on call. People having a lot of rodent problems. It's rodent season. So, I know some of y'all liked my drunk ramblings when it came to stories, so I'm gonna share a couple of things I experienced this week, which is pretty funny. All right, first off, now for all you sensitive to, I don't know, PETA people, don't like hearing about animals dying and stuff. Yeah, you probably don't want to watch this video. So we're at the prison, and we finally pretty much got the prison under control. It had a huge infestation of rats and mice and everything like that. So we finally got that under control for the most part. And so I'm checking our bait boxes, and which is basically a box filled with poison. And I open one up and there's a mouse. So I yell to my partner. I'm like, dude, there's a mouse over here. And he's like, okay. And so I close the bait box and the mouse runs out. And he runs under the box. I kick the box and there's a little hole right there. So the mouse runs out. And I am chasing this mouse all over the place, stomping at it. And finally, I get him and I stomp him. And it's like a zit. It just goes pop. And I was like, got him. And my partner just goes, God damn it. He's like, he just shook his head at me. He's like, you didn't just want to let it go? I'm like, no, absolutely not. He's like, whatever. So, I mean, this mouse has exploded. I mean, it just popped like a zit. It really did. So I threw him away. So that was fun. I was chasing, and just thinking about there was a guard with us, obviously, and he was laughing. But just thinking about looking at this from the outside looking in, this dude chasing this mouse, stomping at the ground. It's probably pretty funny. But that was the minor experience. The next one, we go to a warehouse, and they're having a raccoon problem. So we get there, and the raccoon is actually up in the rafters. And if you've ever been to a warehouse, it's just warehouses are big and open, and there's not much room for traps, really, because it's all like I-beams up there and pipes and stuff. So we have these big ass raccoon traps. So I get the extension ladder, and we get the 30-foot ladder and go all the way up to the rafters. My partner's spotting me on the ladder, and I'm trying to zip tie a fucking raccoon trap to these pipes and this I-beam while this raccoon is in the corner. So while I'm doing this, I'm trying, and you can't really set the trap as you're putting it in because it'll set off. So as I'm trying to do this, I'm on this wobbly ladder because it's extended all the way up, and I'm trying to set this trap. Well, the raccoon decides to bum rush me. I mean, he just comes straight at me. Now, keep in mind, I have one hand on the ladder, one hand on a trap, and I have a raccoon charging me. So I don't know if he was pissed off, if he was just trying to get away, or whatever, but somehow, some way, this raccoon comes straight at me over the I-beam. I flip the trap around and open up one hand, and this raccoon just leaps straight into the trap, of course, his momentum carried him all the way to the back of the trap, knocked the trap out of my hand. So the trap goes down all the way to the floor, makes a huge crash, and well, and the raccoon is still in the trap, and he's all dazed and stuff, and I'm just like, wow, I could have never done that in 1,000 years. Somehow I caught a raccoon in a trap 30 feet up, and he just kind of jumped in it, and I was like, well, we got the raccoon. And so we've also had this problem at, now keep all in mind, this is just a couple of days. This isn't like over, a year. This is what I experience like day in and day out. We put a positive set trap on top of an apartment building for squirrels. Positive set means that squirrels can go in, but they can't get out. So every time they're trapped, we have to go up there, and it is, again, about 30 feet up. So this time, well, the first time when we went and got a squirrel, the squirrel had committed suicide. The squirrel banged his head on the trap so much he died. So we get out there and pull the dead squirrel out and everything like that. Next day, we get a call, and I have my partner with me, and so we're able to get the squirrel out with, he spots me on the ladder, and I hold a trap, open up the positive set, and let him go in. So this is really a two-man job. This isn't a one-man job. Well, yesterday, Saturday, I get a call. Guess what? They caught another squirrel. So I'm on call. My partner, he's weekend, so it's just me. I go over there, and I'm like, how the hell am I going to get this squirrel out of the trap without my partner? There's no way. Squirrels are difficult. Squirrels are quick, they're wily, they're vicious. They're the worst type of pest ever. They're horrible. I hate squirrels. So without a spot on the ladder, there is no way I can safely go up this ladder with a trap in my hand to open up a positive set trap to let this squirrel go in the trap. So I'm like, how am I going to do this? So we have this stuff called excluder cloth. And what it is, it's basically a steel mesh, and it's all these little mesh fibers. And it prevents rodents from chewing. So I take my glove and duct tape. I wrap my hand in this excluder cloth. And I think you should see where this is going. So this is probably the stupidest thing I've ever done. But I didn't have any other way. So I wrap my hand in some excluder cloth. Keep in mind, I have to keep my palm open and my middle, my inside fingers open in order to have some type of dexterity in my hand, because I have to be able to squeeze. So I wrap the top of my hand, my thumb, the outside of my hand, and my pinky and my palm with excluder cloth and tape it up. I extend the ladder, go up to this positive set trap, and I have my makeshift steel glove, and I have a pissed off squirrel. And this is not a small squirrel. It just happened to be a very big squirrel. I'm just like, oh, goddamn shit, this is gonna suck. So the trap has about enough room to fit my hand. So I'm thinking, if I keep my palm extended, there's no way the squirrel can get past me, right? Well, no, the squirrels they're just like rats. They can contort and do all that weird shit rodents can do. So I reach in there, and the squirrel goes absolutely nuts. And I have my palm extended, so he's ramming against my palm. And I try to grip him, and he slips by. But I get his tail. And as I pull him like back towards the trap, he swings around and latches onto my hand. Now, fortunately, it was on the outside of my hand where the excluder cloth is. Now, he didn't pierce it, but those, oh man, they can bite hard. They have those teeth. And so this pressure of this squirrel on my hand is just, it hurts, okay? I have a bruise on my hand from the goddamn squirrel biting me, just from the pressure. So I've got this squirrel by the tail. He's wrapped around me like a snake. And he's latched onto me. So I'm in a predicament. I'm holding a squirrel in one hand, and I'm holding on for dear life on a wobbly ladder with no spot, 30-something feet in the air, and I've got the customer down there watching me. Like, damn, I've got to look good and not let the squirrel go and actually show that, we can do a good job. So I'm like, what do I do from here? So I I've got the squirrel in my left hand. I pull him out, and he's going nuts. He's like wobbling around, swinging around, and then coming back and latching down. I mean, he must have bit me like 20 times on my hand. And he's like just swinging around, biting me. So in midair, y'all, I don't know how this happened. I don't know how I did this, but I took the squirrel by the tail, tossed him up, flipped him, caught him by the neck and the head, and I just had him. And, of course, my thumb is covered with the excluder cloth, and so I've got him around his feet and, like, up towards the upper body, and I've got a good grip on him, and he's just going to town on my thumb. Just, I mean, that was painful, I'll tell you that much. But, I mean, it didn't pierce my glove, but it fucking hurt. So, I've got this fucking squirrel in my hand now with a good grip on a ladder. I've got the customer laughing at me because he's like, dude, that is the most awesome thing I've ever seen. And I'm still 30-something feet up on the ladder with one hand on the ladder, squirrel in one hand, trying to figure out how the hell am I going to get down from this. And so I very gingerly moved my arm back out from under the ladder and worked my way down. And I still got this, pissed off squirrel in my hand chewing on me. And I'm just like, I get down to the customer. I'm like, well, got your squirrel. You have a good day. he's cracking up and laughing. He's like, oh, if we catch another one, I'll let you know. I was like, yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Whatever. So I get to my truck and I take a picture of this squirrel gnawing on my hand and send it to my my partner, and he's like, you're a fucking idiot. It's like, why didn't you just let the squirrel go? Just let him go. And I'm like, no. So, but I did eventually let the squirrel go because the office was locked up and I couldn't get to the gas chamber, so I just brought him out somewhere and let him out. So I had to relocate. We actually relocated. I didn't kill him. I had seriously thought about squeezing that little fucker to death, but I was like, nah, that's too much work. I mean, I guess I really could have. I was, but at that point in the day, I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. I've had enough of trapping for the week, and yeah, now I get to go start all that again tomorrow. So yeah, that has been my yeah, and I also had two pissed off possums, but they were in traps and they were easy to get, but they were pissed when I got them. That wasn't a big deal though. You just pick up the trap and they really get pissed off at you. But yeah, so I had a couple raccoons this week, several squirrels, two possums, no snakes. It's not really snake season, so yeah. Anyway, that has been my week, and that is pretty much why I haven't been uploading. It's been very, very hectic, and as soon as any new content actually gets dropped for Anima, I'll make sure to update it. If I get any new stuff, I'll do item breakdowns, all that good shit. But yeah, this has just been story time. Hope y'all enjoy. If I get any more good stories, I'll let you know.